Hello everyone, it's Barbara, and we are continuing our series on tarot by talking about the second card in the Major Arcana. And the second card is actually the card number 1, because remember we start with 0. So if we start with the Rider-Waite, which is the standard, it looks like this. And as you will see, this is called the Magician card. And the Magician, first of all, it may represent the Magician as being male, but please don't take that to mean that it's always a man, because that's not true. It's just, this is a being, okay? And the being is wearing white. White is a color of purity. Red is a color of passion and movement and making things happen. Over the Magician's head, we have the sign for infinity. Now, this means no limits. When you start thinking that you have limits, you limit yourself. It can also mean that the Magician is working with Spirit, Source, Creator, God, because in some cases, that being is represented by the 8 on its side. So, in other words, this Magician is working with the light, with the Creator. There's not dark magic going on here. And then if you look at the background, the yellow, it's a lot lighter around him. So it's almost like he's glowing because, again, he's working with the light. And the yellow, represents sunshine or the energy that we receive from out there. He has at his disposal everything he needs, all the tools that he needs to do his magic are right here. Now, in the tarot deck, you've got 4 suits. You've got cups or chalices. You've got pentacles. You've got swords, and you've got wands. He's got all 4. In other words, he has all the tools that he needs to accomplish what he wants to accomplish. He's not lacking for anything. And if you notice, there's no one else in the picture. It's just him and the light, Source, God, Creator, and the tools. So interestingly, with the tools and with Source and with what's going on in his own mind and heart, he can bring in everything. Now, let's move to this deck here. This is the Druidic Tarot. So you've got a Magician again. He's got his sword, the pentacle, the cup, and the wand, and any other things that he needs. If you notice, he's got some things hanging from his belt. So he's got all the tools that he needs to do what he needs to do, what he wants to do. Now, in this version, again, there's yellow back there, so it's either a sunrise or a sunset, although I think it's a sunrise because this little guy's crowing. And to represent Source, I believe, he's at, a place like Stonehenge, which is considered a very sacred space. So in this deck, which is, again, Druidic, they're using the symbolism of these large stones to represent creator, source, God, spirit. Now in this one, this is an older person. So there's the wisdom of the age that goes along with everything that he's doing. Whereas this one looked sort of younger, but maybe ageless. This one also seems a lot more earthy because he's got leather things, he's got metal things, he's got his cloak of feathers. So very earthy. Which makes sense because, you know, the Druids, they worked with the earth and plants and trees and all that. And everything's sitting here on a stone. Again, very earthy. So that's the Magician card in that deck. In the Celtic Dragon Tarot deck, the Magician is represented by a female. Again, she's wearing white, like the Magician in the Rider-Waite deck. She has the tools that she needs. I see a chalice. There's the light. Instead of the sun, she's got the light. She's actually working with all these spirits. So if you look, this is a Celtic dragon deck. So the spirits are represented by dragons. So it's like these are her spirit guides coming to her. She's got a wand in her hand. So she's got everything that she needs. She's working with spirit, source, God, creator, and her guides to help her with whatever it is that she's working on. A little bit different, but it's the same basic storyline. In the Spiritsong deck, the Magician is represented by the raven. And that's interesting because a lot of people that are into more earthy, I won't say religion, that's not the right word. More earthy, what's the word? We'll just say spirituality at this point. They resonate with ravens. Ravens are messengers from the other side. So the raven makes a very good magician. Now over the raven's head, I don't know if you can see that, there's that infinity symbol again. And around the raven's head, you've got this beautiful aura of light. And his mouth is open. So he can be listening, but he's also speaking. And he is surrounded by flowers and different tendrils of plants. So this is also very earthy. And this card speaks of willpower and creation. So if you think about what does a magician do? A magician uses their will with their surroundings, with energy, with plants, with animals, with the elementals, and they create. That's what a magician does. They create. You know, we've heard about creating gold from lead, turning lead into gold. Well, it's not really a physical thing. It's going inside ourselves and finding out who we truly are. When we're asleep, we are led in more ways than one. We're sheep, and the sheep need to be led by somebody who knows what's going on, right? Wrong. You wake up, and all of a sudden you're gold. You don't need to be led by anybody else. So this raven brings in the magic for this number 1 card in the Spiritsong tarot deck. I just think the artwork is beautiful. Working with nature. The last card is the Magician. This is from the Angel Tarot deck. And this has Archangel Raziel. If you know anything about the archangels, Raziel is the one that brings us information and knowledge. If there's something that you want to know, you talk to Archangel Raziel. He's like the ancient sage. And if he doesn't know the answer, he'll find it for you. So what it says at the bottom of this card is you are ready. You have the resources or the ability to manifest them. Life is magical. The key sentence is that middle one. You have the resources or the ability to manifest them. So when you receive the Magician card in a reading, this says whatever you're asking for, whatever you're hoping for, you've already got the resources. If it's money you seek, you've already got the resources. If it's the perfect job, the perfect home, the perfect mate, you've got the resources. And you need to know who you are and that you can manifest everything you need. You don't need another person. But now, having said that, it says right there in the Bible, where 2 or more are gathered in my name. So it always works better if you can get other people on board to help you manifest. So when there's something that you need in your life, let's say a new job, pick your 4 best friends that won't get in your way of it, and just say, hey, can you all help me manifest the perfect job for me? Because I know that if all 5 of us get together, I know this will manifest quicker and easier. And that's okay to ask for help. But just know that you've got the resources you need. You've got the wand, you've got the pentacle, you've got the chalice, and you've got the sword. You've got the archangels, you've got the raven, you've got the dragons. Whoever it is that you work with, that resonates with you, they're with you, but you got to ask for that help. And just know that Spirit is with you as well. And if you look in this card, I don't know if you can see that because it's even tinier. There's the little infinity symbol above his head. All these cards are about working with our higher powers, our higher guides that are working with the light or that live in the light. None of this is about dark magic. So this is the second card in the Major Arcana. And hopefully you can see the storyline in this card, that it's very similar. It's just different flavors. I've said it before, it's like, it's all ice cream, it's just different flavors of ice cream. So, if you're ever interested in having a reading with me, you can contact me either via YouTube or Facebook, our website, phone, email, text, smoke signals, whatever works for you. You can even come in the shop and talk to me in person. So I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you for watching this video. And just know that I'll be doing a video on all the different cards in the Major Arcana. And then we'll be going on from there. So have a wonderful rest of the day, my pretties. And you will see me soon.